Welcome to my tutorial. This is Carrie Metzger, and it's been a while since I've done a tutorial. For those of you who have been around here, you've seen that the reason is as I've totally renovated my studio. I can't wait to share it with you. I am planning on doing a bit of a video walkthrough for you guys because I know so many of you are curious. And yes, I absolutely adore it. I am in heaven. In the meantime, I'm going to start off with some tutorials now. The first one I'm going to show you this season is going to be using the Shimmer inks, and I am absolutely in love with these Shimmer inks. They come 3 different colors: Champagne Mist, and here's the Champagne Mist. It's kind of a goldy, sparkly color. Frost White, which is white with a bit of shimmer in it. And then this Platinum, which is this really bold, great silver. So the 3 of these paints come together, and there's a whole bunch of things that we can do with them. 3 that I'm going to show you today are going to be using stencils with these shimmer paints, using them as stamping ink, and then also using them as a spray and giving a nice shimmer overall. So let's get started. I'm going to start with this magnet box. These are in the mini catalog and near the back, and they're a great deal. You get 2 for about $6 Canadian, and they come in the pack like this, and it's so simple to put them together. All you do is open it up. There's a little ribbon here. You pull on it, and inside is a little box that you just pull out like that, and then put that ribbon back down, and that's your box. And it seals shut with a magnet, a nice strong magnet too, so stays nice and put. So this is how I want to give my really famous truffles that I make every year. I'm going to put them in this, but you could put anything from ornaments in it to, you know, anything you have that's small that you want to give as a gift. But for starters, I'm actually going to deconstruct that box and put it back flat again because I want to stamp on it. So I'm going to open that box up and put it down, and I'm going to grab, for starters, my Champagne Mist, which is one of my favorites of these 3. And the reason is it just has this really delicate little mist that it does. It's just really pretty. Now these sponge daubers that we carry in the catalog, they come in packs of, like, I think there's 12 in each pack, so it comes like that. And they happen to fit in the lid of these absolutely perfectly. So what I do is I just shake it with the sponge dauber on top. And then I'm going to grab my first stamp and just dab it on the top very quickly. And this doesn't dry very fast, so you have lots of time to play with it. Once that's dabbed, I'm just going to press it down carefully. Now, one thing you want to know about this is that it's going to take a little bit of time to dry. Not too long, actually, but longer than ink normally would. So don't touch it because you might smudge it. I smudged my first one. Then go ahead and just maybe turn that stamp a little bit so it doesn't look completely even. And this is, by the way, the most gorgeous stamp snowflake set that I have seen. I absolutely adore it. This is my favorite kind. I don't know if you can see that, but it's got that kind of delicate stained glass window look to it, and for me that is my absolute favorite kind of snowflake. So I'm so hoping that they're going to pick this up in the big catalog. But in the meantime, I've got it from the mini, and I am not getting rid of it if it retires because I love it. Alright, and we're just going to do a couple. Now remember, when you're doing an overall image like this, when this isn't meant to be the centerpiece of your product, then make sure you stamp off the edges because you don't want it to look too even or precise. So that's what I'm going to do for the beginning of that. And now there's a gorgeous, here I'll show you this one. This is also inside of it. If you can see, it's again a really delicate image. You can also see all the ink that I've gotten all over it because I'm so in love with it. I use it all the time. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and just fill in some of those blanks using this little thing. And you can see I haven't even refilled this sponge dauber. I can just keep using it over and over again. So I'll just fill those in. And when you're finished, I'll see if you can see this. This has made a beautiful box. Now, when that's all finished, I'll show you one that I did in silver. That was the Gold Mist. And one that I finished in silver and then I sprayed afterwards is this. And I just tied it with that gorgeous striped ribbon, which is my favorite. And the reason this is my favorite ribbon is that you can see it's very soft, so it's very easy to tie. But once you tie it, you get a lot of loft on it, so you can do lots of gift wrapping and stuff. So you get a really good shape to it. So it holds its shape well. It's nice and thick, and then it's also thin, so it's easy to tie. And I can also kind of manipulate it and get it to stay in the places that I want it to. So it's a really great one. And again, you just can open up your box and do that. So that's a really great thing. Now you're probably wondering, how did I do this shimmer effect on it? Well, I'm going to show you that real quick here. I'm going to take a box that I already stamped here, This one's already finished, so it's nice and dry. And you don't have to heat set this like you would for, or heat emboss it or anything like you would with, say, Encore ink. This dries, and when it's dry, it's dry. So this one's already dry. And I'll just show you what I'm gonna do. First of all, I just took normal rubbing alcohol. And I went to one of those little, you can go to these stores that have like essences and things that smell nice, and, you know, little lavender mist and things like that. And they have these bottles that you can buy for a couple of bucks. So this is like a $1.50 bottle. And I basically filled it up with some of that alcohol, and then I dripped a little bit of the champagne mist ink inside of it. And then I shake it up really good, and I just label it so that I know which one's which. And I usually give it a good mist before I begin, just to make sure that it's flowing well. And then all I do is spray it on my project. And I just, a little bit goes a long way. And when it's finished, that alcohol is going to dry, so that'll take away the shine. But when it's finished, can you see all the sparkle that added to it? Just a nice overall look to it. So that's going to dry gorgeous. So I'm going to put that aside while it dries. And then I'm going to prepare for my next project that I'm going to show you using this, this ink. And this time I'm going to show you how to use it with a sponge dauber, and also with stamping, and then also with stenciling. So stay tuned.